This
This
is
is the
the
Not
Not
Your
Your
Average
Average Couples
Couples
podcast.
podcast.
I'm Eve Santello,
I'm Ray Santello.
and today we're going to talk about long distance relationships and why we chose not to have a long distance relationship.
Right.
All right. So, I mean, for me, coming out of high school, going into college, I had a long distance relationship. And when I say long distance, I'm not talking 5, 10 hours. I mean, it was like an hour, 15, hour, 30. And it was not successful. You know, granted, we were coming out of high school, so there were some different variables, things like that. So, you know, hindsight, you get it. But meeting Ray at 19, she was turning 20. You know, a couple years later, after high school, because I graduated at 17. So a couple years later, I knew that long distance relationships wasn't something that I wanted to participate in again, right?
Yeah.
So we, like we said last podcast, we were in the decision making of trying to figure out where we're going for school, for basketball and things like that. And so, you want to talk about, you know, kind of some of the interest and offers you had?
I don't remember all of the offers. I know I went to a lot of different like tryouts
And workouts, like we
and
talked about.
workouts. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was stalking her at.
Yeah. But there was a college in Kansas, but it was going to be 2 hours, 2.5 hours away from Dodge.
And Dodge is where I had that first offer.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And you were able, I'll let you talk about that.
go
The juice.
ahead. Well, so the thing is, you know, we're trying to figure out where we're going. She had her places that she wanted to go, and I had a school in Milwaukee where I didn't have the juice. I was coming in, I was gonna have to work for uh, a spot, an opportunity, because it was a top junior college in Milwaukee. And Dodge City, the Jayhawk conference, is a good school conference as well. But I was coming in highly regarded there. A Division I school actually called to place me there. So the coach wanted me to go there. And so it was one of those things where I was like, hey, my girl plays too. You know, can she have an opportunity? Can you put in a word for her to have an opportunity on a girls team? And yeah, and so I was able to have more pull and a little bit of juice at Dodge City than I would have had in Milwaukee, which is what you're referring to.
Yeah. So I think it was Neosha, I believe.
Neosha. I think both. I think there's two schools. I think one's Neosha and one's Neosha, but I don't know
One of
which one.
those.
Yeah, right.
It was one of those. And we knew it was going to end up being a long distance, quote unquote, relationship.
Yeah.
And neither one of us at the time had a vehicle. We didn't purchase a car or anything like that. So we knew it was going to be harder to make that commute in on top of a college basketball schedule, because it's not just you going to school
Yeah.
and that's it. It's you have school plus morning workouts, or school plus that second, or sometimes even third workout.
Yeah. Games
So,
where you're
games as well,
traveling.
traveling different states and stuff like that. At least with like when we went to the same school, at least we were in the same area. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you guys did go to different places for games, but for the most part, like we were still in each other's bubble.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even away games, we played a lot of the same colleges
Yeah.
on away games.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we did that at Dodge, and then um, that went well. You know, we had our ups and downs during that year, as anyone would,
Yeah.
coming out of high school, getting to know each other on that level,
Mm.
and trying to juggle basketball, which is a feat in itself.
Yeah.
But you know, we did that. We did that successfully, and then it was time to go to the next place, because coming in, I only had 1 year to play junior college basketball, which is a whole ordeal that, you know, we don't need to get into. And so you were in the same boat, because we both basically came in having already had 1 year of eligibility gone
Our
from
clock
going.
started.
Our clock started. Our
Yeah.
NCAA clock started
Yeah.
from being um, from going to school full time and not playing basketball in the Orlando area. So, that's something that if you're interested in basketball and
And
you just
sports period.
sports period, you got to know the rules because that
Yeah.
5 years to play four. I don't know if things have changed right now, but
Yeah.
that's what it was back then, and it bit us. It bit us in the rear. So,
Yeah.
so then we were going to our next college. With my clock having started, with my NCAA clock started, I was no longer eligible to play 2 years Division One. So most of my Division One offers were gone. Most of my Division One interest was gone, and so uh, my coach and we talked about going to a Division Two school where I can still have 2 years of eligibility to work towards getting a college degree. And so, we were looking to see where we wanted to go.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that?
About going
Just
to
trying
the
to
next
transition.
school.
Yeah.
I remember. I just remember Northwestern being the pick. I don't remember how we got up to that,
Yeah.
but I do remember that that was a team that I could try out for. And I remember, like during the summer after our season, we were getting ready to pack up for the summer to leave, and then I had to go. We had to get a ride to go to Northwestern. We had someone that took us, so I could go and do like a tryout.
It was my assistant coach.
Yeah.
My assistant coach at JUCO took us both down from Kansas to Oklahoma.
And he helped us move down there too.
I don't remember that.
Moving the fridge. I remember he took the fridge, like a fridge we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
He was
out,
cool.
shout out to him. He was a good dude.
Yeah.
I don't remember that though. I'm kind of fuzzy, but what I do remember is the girls' team they had just gotten a new coach, and so they were looking for players, and so when I went down there, that school they wanted me bad, and so I mean, you played well your JUCO year. You played well, but y'all weren't winning as much. And so I guess you had slim pickings, if we wanted to call it that. But you had a year though. You had yourself a year. Um, and then for me, I know they wanted me bad. Right before we did all that, I was going to some different college visits. I went to one in Tennessee, which was a really good private school. They had just gone to the Final Four, and they were losing a senior wing. They were losing a senior guard forward, and they wanted me to come in and replace him. But they were only, when I talked to them about getting you on, they were only willing to give not only willing, they only had a partial to give. A partial scholarship. And do you remember how much it was to go to that school?
I think it was expensive. I
For
think it
the
might have
year.
been expensive, and I would have had to like try to work and stuff like that to
I
try
remember
and
how much it
pay
was. I
for
was trying to
that.
see if you remember.
I do not.
It was like 19,000 a year, and they were only giving out a partial scholarship.
Yeah.
Which meant that we were gonna have to you were gonna have to take out a student loan to cover the difference, on top of maybe doing work study and redshirting the first year.
That's true. That was the kicker. I did not want a red shirt. And I ended up redshirting anyway.
Yeah. So talk about that. Talk about that. For those of you that don't know what a red shirt is when you go in your first year of college sports, you don't play the first year. You work out with the team, you practice, you have all the obligations, but you don't get the reward of playing games. So talk about that.
Man. So shoot, now that I think about it, we probably should have went to the first one.
Don't do that because that was the
But
better option. But keep
no,
going.
no. But where we went was actually really good because the price of that school was amazing.
Well, I don't think it was really good, but go ahead. That's your truth. Keep going.
Yeah, but now that I'm saying as an adult,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
as an adult with
As a financially
responsibility,
responsible adult.
that was we went to the better one. But so after we made that decision to go ahead and go to Northwestern, I went down there and I had an issue with getting my paperwork in, so I couldn't even start working out with the team until paperwork like was sent to Northwestern to clear me to even work out with the team. So that was like already a setback for me. But I was just so determined that I would do everything that they were doing. I would sit there, I'd watch it, and then I'd do it on my own.
Yeah.
And I'd go to
You.
the gym, and I would I would go to the gym, and then I would do all of the sprinting, the endurance running, and all of that stuff I would do on my own. So I already felt like I was kind of starting behind because it wasn't with the team.
Mm-hmm.
And but long story short, after it was so many girls that were brought in, plus the ones that stayed, plus me walking on, that I ended up getting red shirt
Anyways.
anyways. And so
Not to mention, she ain't put in the work over the summer that we put in
yeah,
going into Dodge City.
yeah, I ended up getting a job.
Adulting.
I ended up getting a job. But yeah, so I ended up redshirting, and yeah, so that was that year.
Yeah. So we went from, the reason that we didn't go to the school in Tennessee was because she was going to redshirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we went to Oklahoma, she redshirted anyways.
Anyway,
We go back to the first podcast. We talk about all the places that we could have met and, how, could it have been destiny?
yeah.
We met anyways,
Mm-hmm.
right? To this school, I mean, we can look back on it now and see it, but to this school where should we have gone to Tennessee, you were going to redshirt
Mm-hmm.
and then you redshirted anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And truthfully, now this is my sidebar of, you know, we made the wrong choice school wise because when I got there, my knee problems started flaring
Oh,
up.
yeah.
I had a mitral valve prolapse, a heart thing that I'd been dealing with all the way up until that point wasn't an issue. That started kind of giving me problems, and I missed 3/3, 3/4 of that season. I only played in a handful of games.
Mm.
So I truly believe we made the wrong
School.
college basketball decision
Mm-hmm.
because you ended up having a red shirt anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have had a medical red shirt. We're not going to get into that. I played one game too many,
Mm-hmm.
lost my red shirt year.
Mm.
And so we made the wrong choice because we were trying to stay together in a way that um, was successful to both of us. And honestly, back then, we weren't leaning on God neither.
Mm-mm.
We
That
weren't
was
leaning
not
on
the
God.
foundation. Like we weren't putting him considering what he had for us. Like we weren't asking, okay, God, is this the right? Should we do this? Should we do that? Like we weren't considering him in any of it.
We weren't praying together. We weren't any
Mm-hmm.
of that. And
Yeah.
so, that's I could clearly, sometimes you wonder where did things go wrong or where did we make the wrong turn? For me,
Yeah.
basketball wise, I mean everybody believes, they were going to the NBA, but I really believe that I was going to the NBA. I mean,
I believe you.
you know,
You could have.
ended up, ended up going to play basketball overseas, had some opportunities, things like that, which we'll, probably get into at some point. But I really believed I was going. But when I look back on it, um, I could see that as a clear turning point of where things changed and where things went wrong.
Yeah.
That coach left, so you had an opportunity to return under better circumstances. They wanted me back. They were going to give me a full ride. I was going to be a featured player, things like that. But I was too fed up with the basketball situation, and
Yeah.
so again, not knowing better
Mm-hmm.
and make not leaning on God, not praying.
Mm-hmm.
I made an emotional decision to leave that school and not elevate, not go a step higher,
Mm-hmm.
And so your dad, talk about how you played under your dad for quite some time and
Yeah.
how that led
So
to our next situation.
yeah. So I've been playing since, well, I was playing. I started playing basketball, I think at like 10, 8, 10, something like that. But at every level that I've gone, my dad has coached me at that level. It was before I could start playing school ball, during school ball, he assisted. Um, and then high school,
We won a state championship.
yeah, we did. And then that following year, my dad coached me in high school. And college, I was like, okay, well, college, it's going to be at different schools. So at a different school. So he's like, okay, I'm not expecting him to coach me
Yeah.
at that level. But lo and behold, once we left Northwestern, we ended up going to my hometown in Columbus, Ohio. And he ended up head coaching me my last year in Ohio.
And I mean, around that time, again, young and dumb.
Mm-hmm.
For those that don't know, I'm Haitian, so I was born in Haiti. Um, a lot of what I'm doing, college, trying to figure out how to, what degree to go after, things like that, all of it is new for our family. And so between that and trying to figure out, quote unquote, how to go pro, I didn't I didn't know what to do. I thought if you were good at basketball or whatever, they were going to find you. That's not often the case. Sure, they'll find you, but a lot of things have to go right in order for that to happen. And that wasn't the case for me. I made a lot of poor choices, like I told you, like we said, leaving um, Oklahoma to go somewhere different. And that somewhere different was to follow Ray to go to Columbus, Ohio, because that was a step down college wise, college
Mm-hmm.
basketball wise. So I went from playing NCAA Division II basketball to playing NCCAA basketball, which is the Christian version of the NCAA, which is a step down basketball wise. I mean, there's good basketball players everywhere, but in terms of trying to go pro and things like that, it just wasn't the right move for me. But again, a testament to us wanting to stay together and not do the long distance thing, and my naiveness, if that's a word, my ignorance of what it actually took
Mm-hmm.
to get to where I was trying to go. So followed you to Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So um, basketball wise, that was a good experience for us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you remember about that?
I remember like you were like captain of the men's and I was captain of the women's and we both were like featured on the
I'm gonna see if I can find that flyer too
yeah.
and post that flyer around this
Yeah.
on this podcast. But go ahead.
Yeah, but we both had the same number
Hmm.
and it was like we both had really good years.
We had a really good year, and we should have. We were
Yeah.
Division I caliber players
Yeah.
playing
Mm-hmm.
at a lower level,
Yeah.
and so we did exactly what we were supposed to do.
Yeah.
So at the end of that year, You were looking to gear up for, you had one more year of eligibility
Yeah.
at that level. I could have gotten one more year, but I was fed up understanding. Like I was getting to the point where I understood what had happened
Yeah.
basketball wise. That I
Yeah.
lost a year, that I transferred down, that it was hurting my professional recruitment slash career. And so I didn't even fight for that last year to play there. I was kind of just ready, and I got an agent and started working out and gearing up for the next level.
Mhm.
So when that year had ended, I went back to Florida to work out with my agent. My agent was in Fort Lauderdale slash Miami area, so I went there, and you stayed in Ohio,
Mhm.
right? You stayed
Mhm.
in Ohio because you were getting ready
To play that last
to play
year.
that last year
Mhm.
because you could have gone pro also. So you could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So my dad had connections with a Puerto Rico coach, a team that was in Puerto Rico. And that came from when he had a semi-pro team here in
In
Orlando.
Orlando, yeah.
It was Orlando Extreme. I used to love watching them play, by the way, because they were good.
I mean, I stalked her at an Orlando Extreme. I think it was Orlando Extreme Junior that was playing
Yeah,
at the Winter Garden League.
we were the juniors.
Y'all
Yeah,
were
we
the juniors.
had, yeah, we, and you could tell we were the juniors. Like, we got our butts whooped one time.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to talk about
I
it.
probably didn't even notice the score. I was too busy watching you.
Yeah, yeah, playing against those semi-pro girls, like as college girls,
Yeah.
you could tell it was like,
The levels.
yeah, like little sisters.
Nah, for
Yeah,
sure. They were
but
good.
but
Nikki Teasley got to play on that. Shout out Nikki
yeah,
Teasley.
yeah,
Played for the Orlando Extreme.
yeah. But he ended up doing like, because he was doing combines and stuff like that here.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember a coach from Germany
Yep,
and
I
stuff like
remember that.
that coming out and them doing this combine for these women semi-pro teams.
Had it jumping too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked it.
It was amazing. Like
I worked it.
some of the
Your dad had me working.
yeah. Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
even remember at the source, like
yeah, for
all of
sure.
that was signed into Orlando Extreme.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we were working camps for the semi pro and also daycare, like pretty much summer camps.
daycare, summer camps. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But so back I don't want to get off subject. But so yeah, he had a connection in Puerto Rico and he had seen me play and he kept saying that's my rookie. So I wanted to make sure that I finished. My dad wanted me to finish my college years and then so I could
Transition.
transition over to Puerto Rico. And so that's what that was the plan.
That was the plan. That was the plan until I got to Florida, and then I'm, starting to get ready for pros, this, that, and then
Yep.
I got a call,
Yep.
and
For
then,
me,
she told me
I was pregnant.
with my little man, with my mini me, and
My
so
baby.
that's kind of what ended your basketball run,
Yeah.
and
But I was delusional.
yeah, you probably thought you could still play.
No, like literally. I was like, I'm gonna have my friend babysit on the sideline and I'm gonna finish that last year. Like
Yeah,
I was
I
delusional.
mean, some people do it.
It was
Just
possible, but
yeah.
I no.
Well, um, for me, that was kind of like an infusion of inspiration. So,
Mhm.
I was a lot more focused. And when I had that first opportunity to go play overseas, I ended up getting an opportunity to go to Asia. And so when I went to go to play in Asia, I'm like, okay, maybe all my past decisions aren't going to come back to haunt me basketball wise, but it did um, because the level that I finished at, it's like, they only remember what you did last. And so that kind of set the stage for me professionally. And then I took a job at a developing basketball country in Asia. And so that kind of set my market. And then once that set my market, it was extremely hard for me to get what I was worth. And with a baby on the way, um, it was harder for me to take, like, if you think about college, D1, D2, D3 NCAA, it's the same thing overseas. They have the D1 leagues, which is the top leagues, and the D2 leagues, and then the D3 leagues. Some countries even have D4. And so in those situations, you're not making a lot of money. They're probably not paying for your flight to come over there, things like that. And so I was getting a ton of those situations, but I knew that I couldn't get them, that I shouldn't take them. Yeah, so, slowly but surely, reality start to set in. At this point, we are separated now because she's in Ohio, I'm in Florida grinding, and eventually, after I got that first opportunity in Asia, it was summer. It was summer of
12.
2012,
I was
2013.
pregnant.
It was summer of 2013.
Brayden was born. Yeah,
2013. Yeah, it was
2013.
summer of 2013.
Yeah.
And so when I recognized that, okay, I'm not going to have an opportunity anytime soon.
I ended up coming back to Florida. I was in Jacksonville.
You were in
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville. You were
Yeah.
in Jacksonville, and I was in Miami,
Mm-hmm.
Fort Lauderdale, Miami. Um, when I realized I wasn't gonna have an opportunity
Mm-hmm.
after Asia, I mean that league. I went for about a month. It was good money for a month, but again, it set my market. Um, that's when we kind of decided, okay, we're going to come back to the same place, and I'll just continue my workouts and my grind and staying ready for, um, you know, for the next opportunity. So then we ended up going back to Ohio. We ended
Mm-hmm.
up going back to Ohio. I don't even remember why we went back to Ohio, but we did.
Me neither.
Why did we go back to Ohio? Was your
Oh,
dad work? Did your dad have an
I went
opportunity?
to help my dad, like, because at that time I couldn't find work because I was pregnant. I think a lot of people were like iffy
Yeah,
on
and you
letting
couldn't
me
do you
work.
couldn't do certain type of jobs.
Yeah, I couldn't do certain type of jobs, and then I think they were iffy on hiring me because they're gonna end. I'm gonna end up
On maternity
on
leave.
maternity leave. Yeah, so they were like, so I
Yeah,
could not find work. So my dad was like, hey, just come down and help me assistant coach, and I was like, I can do that.
yeah.
It's
Okay,
basketball.
that's. I don't even remember that because I had my head stuck up my own butt trying to figure out. I just knew you went back,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a baby due soon. You started feeling the I guess the pregnancy or whatever, and so we had to
Mm-hmm.
come back and be in the same space together, and so we did that. Little man was born,
Mm-hmm.
and then right after he was born, your dad transitioned from coaching back
Mm-hmm.
to Oklahoma,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Back to Oklahoma,
back to Oklahoma, a place that I didn't think I was ever gonna go back to.
man.
And so once he went back to Oklahoma, you went to go help him with what he was running
Jump
there because
start.
he's a serial entrepreneur. So
Oh
he
yeah.
he does a lot and he's good at it. And so uh, from there, shoot, you went. We had a baby. You
Mm-hmm.
went. So I'm going.
Cause I knew, okay, this is where I can start working.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
And then from there, I got my first opportunity to go. Not my first, my second opportunity, which was to go to training camp in Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico. Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so we can kind of leave it there. It's
It
just
wraps up the college
it,
years
it
in
wraps up
basketball.
college, and then that's kind of where we started our adult life.
Yeah.
How it's kind of how we started our adult life
Mm-hmm.
was Braden was born December, and we moved to December in Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Then we moved to
It was so cold.
Oklahoma like right before January.
Yeah.
So he was born.
No, it was in January.
It was in January, so
Yeah.
like right
He was
after
9 days old.
right after the New Year. If he was 9 days old, then it was right before January.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh yeah, you're right.
Come on now.
I don't know why. Okay.
I mean, it's been
It was cold. That's all I know.
Not only that, but it's so long ago trying to recount all these things.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I'm hoping we're not too far off.
Yeah, we're in the ballpark.
We're in the ballpark. So, nevertheless, that's how we ended our college years and started our adult life is by bringing my little man into the world and moving back to Oklahoma.
Back to Oklahoma, yeah, where we started.
So
our college,
where we kind of started, and we had some foundation there, and yeah. But I mean, all in all, just we stayed as close as possible, and up to this point today in 2025, we could say, you know, it was good relationship decisions.
Yeah.
What only thing I would have done
based off of what we knew.
Based off of what we knew. Yeah. Only thing I would have done better is to know to rely on God a lot more. That's if I can go back and change anything.
That would have definitely been something I would say as well. Is to rely on God and our decision making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Yeah. Well, that's it for episode 2. We'll see you again episode 3.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.